union's official name is International Union of Painters and Allied Trades. A lot of people don't know what the allied trades are. Basically what it is we represent not just the painters, but also drywall finishers, glazers, sign and display workers. So you see the big shows going on at the Lion Energy Center or downtown Milwaukee. Our people are the ones who actually set up the shows, set up the booths, that kind of a thing. We also have a trade show, where those are the trade shows. We also have our exhibit booth builders on Milwaukee. We actually have 2 different companies that are signed with us that actually make the booths that get put up at those shows. This is a very exciting time for us in apprenticeship. A lot of things are changing in apprenticeship for us these days. In October, we went to the state and we got our apprenticeship changed from a traditional time-based apprenticeship, which is what it used to be. Okay, what that would be was, say, for the painters, we would have a 4-year apprenticeship program. They would have to put in 6,240 hours in that 4 years. They would have to come to school for 3 of those 4 years, and as they progressed along, once they hit the hours, once they hit the years, the 4-year mark, they were automatically bumped up to be a journeyman. What we were running into at our international level is we were running into problems where a painter in Milwaukee or Madison wasn't being trained the same as a painter in LA or a painter in Chicago or a painter in Florida. Okay, so what our international did is they came out with a new set of standards, and what these standards are is it changed our apprenticeship program to what's called a hybrid program. We are the first construction trade in the state to change to a hybrid program. Okay, so now what's a hybrid program mean? What it's going to mean is that they're going to have to basically meet a number of competencies in their trade before they can become a journeyman. Okay, it's still going to be based on it. We're calling it an approximation of 4 years. Okay, because that's still what the trade is still going to be built up around. However, there is probably a list of, I'm guessing, 130, 140 different competencies, and I'll use the painters for example, where an apprentice is going to have to kind of test out, if you will. They're going to have to prove to the journeyman, to the instructor, to the contractors that they can do all these tasks. Everything from sandblasting to wallpaper hanging to simple brush and roll on walls. They're going to have to basically prove all that stuff. And as they progress along in their apprenticeship, once they meet these competencies, they'll get signed off on in what's basically called a job book. Okay. Now, once they've completed all their schooling, once they've completed their job book and had everything signed off on, then they can actually graduate their apprenticeship and become a journeyman. Now, so for some people, this hybrid program will be, they'll be able to complete their apprenticeship in less than 4 years. Some people, it may take more than 4 years. That's why we're not sticking it with a time base with a year, with the 4-year mark, because some people, like I said, could get done earlier. Our international is pushing this across the entire country, so we are going to be able to ensure that, like I said, that a painter here is being trained exactly the same way all the way across the country, because everybody is going to be meeting these same standards. Okay, along with that is our what's called our Finishing Trades Institute. That is the educational branch of the international. They have come out with, they've been working on it for about 5 or 6 years and just recently rolled out an online curriculum that everybody will have access to. Okay, what that means goes right along with the standards. It means that everybody who is being trained in sandblasting is being trained on the exact same curriculum across the country. So that way we ensure, once again, everybody's being trained the same. All right, Madison here was one of the pilot areas where we would be able to roll that curriculum out first, and it's been going pretty well so far. Other trades I've heard with the online curriculum, yes. I don't know if other trades are going to be pushing the hybrid program. According to the State Bureau of Apprenticeship Standards, who we have to get everything approved through, they said we are the first ones to get the hybrid program pushed through in the construction areas. They have had some in the manufacturing areas push the hybrid program through, but we're the first ones through construction. I've heard rumors that they're like the carpenters may be going to it, but I can't confirm that. I don't know exactly what they do, because all of our stuff for every trade is kind of proprietary until they're ready to roll it out. Nobody knows. This is Randy Stam. He is one of our apprentices from Livesey Painting.
I used to fabricate countertops did that for about 4 years until the company I was working for went bankrupt. One of my friends who works for one of our union companies knew I wasn't working and asked me if I wanted to interview with Jeff Meerhoff to see if I wanted to be a painter. So I said, sure, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I'm not doing anything else. So I came in and got an interview, and it just so happened the first company that I applied to hired me, which I was really lucky. And ever since then, I've been here and learning and trying to be the best at what I can do.
You're in your, what year are you in?
I'm in my 3rd year of my apprenticeship program, so after this next semester I should be done. Well, not done.
Done with school.
Done with school, and then I got to get my hours up to become a journeyman. Well, you're not just learning at school, because everything you learn at school is all in theory. You actually have to take that out to the job site and apply it. So the journeymen that you work with are really helpful. At least every journeyman that I've worked with has been really helpful as far as teaching, what I need to know as far as how to put paint on a wall, how to put mud on a patch, how to do a patch. You learn all this in theory in class, and then you actually get to take it out and apply it, which is, really cool, because then you get to see, your before product and then your end product, and it's kind of gratifying when you get to go through the process.
And that's a very good point that I want to hit on, since you brought it up. When I say they go to school for 3 years, they go to school 1 day a week, 1 day every other week for about 3 years. So we really have them in school here for roughly 450 hours over the course of the 4 years. The other over 6,000 hours is on the job learning, is what they call it. So they will be out in the field learning from the journeyman, what they're doing, what they're learning in here. They're actually taking it out hands-on and doing it on the job sites.
No, to be honest with you, I dropped out of my freshman year of high school.
Oh.
And then I was homeschooled for 2 years after that, and ended up getting my equivalent degree through MATC.
And that is one of the requirements too with all apprenticeship, is that they have at least a high school equivalent. It doesn't have to be a high school diploma, but it has to be at least a high school equivalent in order to start an apprenticeship.
I would say right around my age, right around 30.
Okay.
I would say maybe a little younger. I haven't really seen many apprentices older than me, maybe a couple.
And that's typical. What we're finding a lot is that we don't get many apprentices who apply to the apprenticeship at 18, 19 years old. A lot of our apprentices, even though they may come in their early 20s, they may have been in the job field for a little while and didn't find anything that really, fit their talents, nothing that really interested them. So, we get a lot of, 23, 24, 25-year-olds who apply, just like Randy did. That was about the age that he applied, and, come on into the apprenticeship program then, which isn't a bad thing. That's still young. Honestly, there is, I've had apprentices apply to me who were everywhere from 18 years old to 57 years old. So there is no age requirements. Basically, it's construction. If you can do the work, our contractors can use you. That's really, it's kind of like a lot of people at 18 years old, they don't necessarily even know what they want to do yet. And I think that's what we're seeing. You know, like myself, I have a 21-year-old daughter. She thought college was the way to go. She went into college for 2 years and decided that's not it. You know what I mean? So now we're left with a nice little debt. Don't get me wrong. But now she's trying to find her way, and I think that's what we see a lot with the kids coming out of high school these days. Is not a lot of 18-year-olds, unless their parents are in trades already, don't necessarily even consider the trades right away. So I think this Trade Up campaign is great. You know, at least to expose us to the kids, because a lot of them don't even think of or consider it.